They didn't know. That was the tragedy of it, or the mistake, depending on which historian you asked. The Galactic Empire, in all its confidence and arrogance, swept through the neutral colony of Cassari IV, believing it to be a minor acquisition. They underestimated the human population, but that wasn't new. What was new was what happened when they took the children. 3 girls, all under the age of 10. One with golden curls and an infectious laugh. Another with dark eyes too wise for her years, and the youngest still clutching a stuffed toy when they were dragged from their classroom by metal-clad soldiers. The Empire didn't check their names. They didn't see the bloodlines. They didn't understand the fire they had just kindled. Those children were the daughters of General Damon Rourke, Supreme Commander Elena Corrin, and the infamous Black Admiral Cassian Wren, each a name that made the stars themselves tremble when whispered. The 3 generals had no reason to speak anymore, each controlling different sectors of Earth's expanded territory. But when the news reached them, when the encrypted message passed through the networks that 3 children from Cassari IV had been taken, protocols were shattered. Corrin broke through 5 chain-of-command barriers in an hour. Rourke deployed from a forward outpost still dripping with the blood of the last rebellion he crushed. And Cassian Wren, who hadn't left his black-helmed ship Oblivion's Mercy in 5 years, ordered it turned toward Empire space with engines screaming at maximum burn. The Empire laughed at first. It was one of thousands of abductions in their long campaign of domination. Slavery, propaganda assimilation, and child repurposing were common. They didn't even know they had the daughters of Earth's 3 executioners. The girls were placed in a re-education facility on a cold moon near Taraxis Prime, watched by lazy guards and inefficient droids. But one girl refused to stop screaming. The second bit her captor, so hard he lost a finger. The youngest simply stared at them, not crying, not pleading, just watching. Her silence unnerved even the strongest. Meanwhile, the galaxy shifted. Rourke contacted Corrin first. Their call was wordless, eyes locking across space through a secured channel, both nodding once before closing the link. Then they contacted Wren. His answer was not verbal. A single line of text returned to both. Coordinate trajectories. Planetary deletion permitted. Earth's Central Command, often a voice of restraint, didn't protest. Not for these 3. All clearance was given. Protocol Theta Black was initiated, something never before executed. Across the quadrant, human warships began to vanish from known patrol routes. Not recalled, vanished. Orders redirected entire fleets into silence, moving behind shadow routes and old warp corridors humans had mapped in secret since the days of first contact. Satellites began to die. Comms fell silent in key sectors near the Empire's edge. And still, the Empire laughed. That laughter died when the Oblivion's Mercy arrived. It didn't hail. It didn't respond to scanners. It emerged from gravity while using an ancient Terran technique, bypassing orbital security systems completely. The Empire's first warning came when a listening station on the moon shattered from the inside. No explosion, no breach. Just silence and then vacuum. 1 minute later, every Imperial station within 100,000 kilometers lost power, as if some god had pulled the plug. Then Cassian Wren spoke. "I am retrieving my daughter." That was all. The transmission was less than a second long, but it played simultaneously across 4 sectors. The Empire scrambled to mount a defense, but they didn't understand what they were fighting. Earth's technology was decades behind the Empire's on paper, but humans had never cared about paper. They'd built monsters. They built weapons not designed to win wars, but to end them entirely. And above all, they built them with vengeance in mind. Rourke's fleet was next. He didn't waste time. He smashed the Empire's outer defense post at Trelac Station, blowing through 4 cruisers in under 7 minutes. He didn't board them. He didn't offer terms. He turned their engines into implosions and left debris clouds that would orbit forever. His command ship, Gauntrain, had no escort. It didn't need one. He had customized over a decade with technologies even Earth's Council hadn't fully authorized. One of its turrets used gravitational collapse to erase mass from existence. The others were worse. Corrin struck from above. While Wren and Rourke carved a path toward the facility, she descended on Taraxis Prime. the nearest major Imperial hub, and turned it into an evacuation zone. But the Empire's citizens weren't the target. She knew better than to waste anger on the innocent. No, her troops landed with surgical precision. They didn't kill. They took names. They extracted records. She tortured the Empire's own bureaucracy until it bled answers. And she found them. Coordinates, schedules, codes, the names of the guards who touched the children. She uploaded everything into Earth's war network with a simple label: no survivors. At the re-education moon, the children were relocated deeper inside, surrounded by bioshields and elite warframes. Still, no one told the supervisors who these children were. They suspected importance now, of course. Something about the Quiet One's unflinching eyes was wrong. One guard, a man named Serlich, leaned in and asked her softly, "Who are you?" She answered, finally, "You're already dead." 2 minutes later, the lights failed. 1 second after that, every emergency door in the facility locked permanently. And then the howling began. Cassian Wren didn't breach. He didn't need to. He used a harmonic frequency tuned to the human nervous system, but applied in reverse, designed to confuse synthetic life and shatter non-human brainwaves. Empire guards collapsed, writhing, blind, and deaf, drooling as their implants fired false signals. Droids fried in place. Wren walked through them like a shadow, unarmed. Behind him, 6 members of his personal guard advanced. Each wore black armor. Each bore only one word on their chest plates: Father. They retrieved the children without a shot fired. The girls ran to their fathers. Even the Quiet One finally cried, for exactly 12 seconds. Then Damon Rourke asked her, "Who hurt you?" She pointed. Wren said nothing. He walked toward the direction she pointed, where a single surviving officer was crawling to the shattered remains of the command center. He was trying to scream apologies. Wren knelt beside him and whispered, "She's 10 years old." Then he placed his hand on the officer's skull and applied pressure until bone crunched. They left the facility intact, only so the black box recordings could be transmitted. To the Empire, to the Council, to every world that had ever doubted the cruelty Earth would unleash when its own were harmed. But it wasn't over. Rourke turned to Corrin as they loaded the children onto the evac shuttles. "We finish it." Wren agreed. No trace. The 3 generals launched Phase 2, cleansing sweep. No planetary strikes. No mass civilian targeting. This was surgical annihilation. The Empire's military infrastructure, its command stations, its AI relay systems, erased. Every commander who signed the order for Cassari 4 was hunted, not just executed, but publicly. Their last words translated into every human language and broadcast to Earth as proof of retribution. Empire ambassadors begged for truce. Earth never responded. It took 7 days. 7. In that time, the Empire lost 17 core systems, 8 shipyards, 212 capital-class vessels, and 74 generals. Not killed. Deleted. Records erased. Names scrubbed. Legacy voided. Earth's war machine didn't seek surrender. It sought obliteration. And when it was done, the final message came not from the generals, but from the youngest child. Her voice, recorded from the bridge of Oblivion's Mercy, played across the Empire's crippled comms. She said simply, "Next time, ask who our daddies are." The line cut. Silence returned to the stars. And the galaxy never, ever touched another human child again.